Welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever the case may be. Welcome. Welcome to week 5, semester 1, year 1, with the real estate development experience. This is your host, Javon. Now, what a week. We are approaching midterms, 2 weeks away, and I've already begun tonight or probably tomorrow. Between the two, I'm going to begin my gathering of notes for my review for my midterm. 2 weeks away. I could do it next week, but I'm a big believer in planning ahead. In life, you have to have a plan. Flexible, but firm. And my plan is to now begin 2 weeks away studying. So you always want to plan ahead. That's the target for this week. They say, well, proper planning prevents poor performance. And it's true. You have to have a plan. Now, with that, something very interesting I came across in my studies. Now, you always hear, right, that banks, when you give your money to a bank, what happens to it? Do you think that they just write your name on it with a slip and put your money away? No. What they're doing with it is that they're taking the money and they're investing it. I always knew that from a couple years ago, but as far as investing, I didn't know what they were investing in. Now I know one of the key things that they are investing in is real estate development projects. Get a gander at this. Real estate capital sourced in 2006. Private debt, 55.9%. Public debt, 19.3%. Private equity, 16.6%. Public equity, 8.3%. Equity, basically, when a developer goes to do a project, like let's say for example I'm going to do the projects in Roosevelt, like how I was looking at, I would go to a bank, and the current rate is that if they like the project and if they feel that it's solid, they will give me money up to 75% of the total cost, right? That's what you call debt. That's what I'm going to have to pay back. The rest, the 25%, that would come out of my own pocket or other people. That's what's known as equity, if you will. And there's other terms for equity when you buy a house for $100,000 and you make your payments. Let's say after 10 years you paid off, or 15 years you paid off $50,000. The house appreciates to $150,000. That difference is now equity. So very cool thing which you could borrow against. Now let me come back to this now, right? Now with all of this here, right? Private debt, it's like banks, things like that. Public debt, basically commercial mortgage-backed securities, government credit agencies, REIT, which is real estate trust, if you will. But check this out. Now, for example, your pension funds. Did you know that the government, or they take the money that you're paying into these things, their pensions, and what they're doing is that they are investing in a real estate development project. That's one of the things that they invest in. Pension funds in 2006 accounted for developers' funds of 15.3%, right? Another thing, private debt, right? They account, banks, SNLs, and mutual savings, they account for 56% of money that developers go to extract to do a project. Now, one of the biggest things that I found most fascinating is life insurance. That accounted for 9.2%, right? So things like life insurance companies, pension funds, these things, these entities, they all invest in real estate. So if you, and this is just now my perspective, and you know, I have a question, and please post a comment to this. Now, when the crash happened with the real estate in 2007 and 8, if you look at all these things, all of these different numbers, all of these different entities are investing in real estate. So when the market crashed, people lost money out of their pension funds. I heard people say that they even lost money out of their life insurance. So when a developer goes to build a project and then it collapses in 2007, you know, when the crash happened, how could they pay back these different entities? So one thing affects another, okay? So that's basically all I have for you today. Midterms are coming up. I'm going to get ready to study tonight. I'm going to plug the hammer away. You know, my final quote for the week comes from Proverbs. Proverbs basically says, Proverbs 27, 1, boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou knowest not what a day may bring forth, and let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger and not thine own lips. In life, you have to be humble. Thank you very much. You've just been experienced. Later.